BB851, turn right, heading 180. 14 Papa, turn right 245, report localizer established 27.
Qatar Airways is currently in the process of seeing its Airbus A380s return to service following a lengthy period away from the airline during this ongoing global pandemic. For the Doha-based airline, the aircraft was originally not meant to be returning to the airline's operations at all, something you may be able to recall if you've been an avid watcher of the channel over the past 20 months, or more generally been keeping up with the aviation industry. Throughout these past 20 months, the airline has remained adamant that the A380 simply does not suit their business model, and ordering the type, and in addition operating it, was one of the biggest mistakes they have undertaken in the history of their business. However, now the airline is seeing the type flying once again, and it's come as a shock to many. Why is this, and why is the news today I bring sad? Well, for the Airbus A380 with the airline, the return won't be permanent, and to begin with, right off the bat, the return is by no stretch of the imagination because the airline believes that they need the A380 once again. It's actually quite the opposite. The airline is set to welcome back 5 of its 10 A380s purely to ease some of the added stress their network has felt following the problems incurred with the Airbus A350, the single-aisle wide-body aircraft that is really taking the torch for their long-haul operations. If you are unaware of the issues Qatar has had with the A350, you can actually check out some earlier videos on the channel, but to keep it short and also concise, they've had to ground a number of the 350s following surface issues on the fuselage underneath the paint. And of course, with the return to international demand and having some of these A350s remain grounded, they are lacking in certain areas. The airline is now pushing Airbus to work towards a fix for the aircraft. Still though, regulators have noted that Qatar's grounding of the type does not make complete sense, as they don't believe the issue is as widespread as the airline is making it out to be. Ultimately though, the grounding is hence the need for the A380, even though with it coming back as noted in a press release, the airline is very much reluctant, and I cannot emphasize that enough, very reluctant to see the aircraft return and has no ambition to keep it on longer than it is needed. The A380 will return for the winter period on crucial routes that the 350 previously flew on, the grounding of 19 specifically of the 350s naturally being the reason cited by that of the chief executive in a statement that I made mention of earlier. He said in that very statement, "The difficult decision reflects the gravity of the A350 issue and is intended to be a short-term measure to assist us in balancing our commercial needs. It does not signify a permanent reintroduction of our A380 fleet, which were grounded in favour of more fuel-efficient twin-engine aircraft at the onset of the pandemic." The CEO has been in numerous interviews across various different media outlets in the past 20 months, with generally the same focus being featured, and that has been the hatred and the lack of approval towards the A380 as an aircraft, which is not necessarily, say, news straight off the press. It's something we've known for some time, but it is definitely not always the most amazing thing to hear. Naturally, you want to see airlines enjoying their aircraft, and I think for a lot of people, when we hear these comments with regards to the A380, even that of the 747, an aircraft that is so special, it definitely hurts a little bit more than, say, another type that is frequently seen around the world. What are your thoughts on the return of the A380, albeit very reluctantly, with Qatar Airways? You can let me know down in the comment section below. Even though this is going to be only for a short time, it's definitely made some headlines. Thanks very much for the support, and I'll see you next time. Take care and do be safe.